Welcome back to History in Motion. Let's recap to our previous session, which was on evolution of tools. 3 million years ago, a simple spark of insight changed everything. Our ancestors learned that stone could be shaped, not by nature, but by thoughts. Tools reshaped our bodies, our brain, our societies, turning wanderer into innovator. And today, every tool we hold, from a pencil to a phone, carries the memory of first chipped stones. Tools did not just change how we lived, they changed who we become. If you haven't watched that session, I have put the link in the description box. Please go and check it out. And let's begin our today's topic, which is on how human invented fire. In the dead of night, a fairy glow split the darkness, a mystery, an element force that could warm, destroy, or even create. Imagine a world before matches, before Prometheus, and before the first flicker. What if I told you the secret spark, the one that set humanity on its unstoppable path? Wasn't a myth, but a triumph born of curiosity, accident, and sheer determination. How did our ancestors, armed with little but their wits, unlock the power of summon flames from cold earth and stones? Tonight we unravel the story of fire, from its thunderous discovery, fall in storm and volcano, to the ingenious rituals that let us make fire from scratch, transforming the fate of humankind itself. Let's rewind the cosmic clock. Tens of thousands, even millions of years before smartphone and skyscraper. The planet trembled with energy. The storm wrapped the landscape, sending bolts of lightning cracking into parched forests. Volcanoes erupted violently, scorching earth with molten river. In these moments, fire was a spectacular but unpredictable guest, terrifying, mesmerizing, and utterly inhospitable. But as life stumbled forward through evolutionary trial and error, a peculiar primitive began to take notice of it. Archaeological traces, from charred bone to ash-filled hearths, whisper of a watershed moment in Africa and Eurasia, perhaps as far back as 1.7 million years ago. Who were these proto-fire tamers? Homo erectus, Homo naledi, and Neanderthals, our distant cousins, lived in world-changing uncertainty. When lightning splintered the night or lava poured across the plains, some had the courage to approach the chaos, grasping at embers, perhaps uncertain, yet undeniably bold. Gather around the ancient hearth and let's walk through the timeline. How did the first encounter with the fire become a lifelong relationship? One that moved from wild accident to deliberate art. Before human could create fire, they had to capture fire. In Africa's endless savanna or Indonesia's shadowy jungle, wildfire left behind glowing log and embers. Early hominins would casually drag burning branches back to their shelter, feeding them with dried grass, dung, and wood, learning to stretch the fire life as long as possible. They discovered that fire kept predators at bay, cooked through roots and meat, and transformed inhospitable night into warm communal gathering. The archaeological record paint a picture of wild opportunism. Sites like Kobe Fora, Swords Run, and Kazim Cave reveal traces of burning bones and rendered soil, dating from 1.5 million to 400,000 years ago. But these ancestors walked a tightrope. They could only preserve fire, not spark it themselves. The next breakthrough was mastery. The audacious leap from borrowing fire to making it from scratch. This feat, perhaps first achieved 800,000 years ago, required more than luck. It demanded curiosity, repetitive practice, and yes, a bit of magic as well. Picture a hunter hunched over dry wood, sweating and straying as he spins a wooden spindle in a curved hole. Smoke began to curl upward, a tiny amber glow. The hand drill is almost the simplest method, twirling a dry stick against a baseboard, relying on friction's heat to coax out life from dead wood. Soon came the bow drill, a clever setup using a taut cord wrapped around the spindle, pulled back and forth like a violin bow. This innovation amplified speed, efficiency, and power, letting the ember form more reliability. Our ancestors almost certainly discovered these techniques through painstaking trial and error. Elsewhere, hominins picked up stones, flint, pirate, and bashed them together, chasing elusive spark. Flint kniping, the art of shaping stone tools, may have naturally led to the strike a light method, hitting flint against iron pirate or marcassite to shower dry grass in a spark, kindling fire in a mere moment. Tinder, the dry fibrous plant material that catches flame from the thinnest spark, was the unsung hero. Ancient toolkits often include special fungi like amadas, moss, bark, and even treated animal dung as tinder. These materials increase the probability that a hard and spark to become a roaring fire. Across continents, cultures later invented regional variation. Fire plot in the Pacific, bamboo drill in Asia, elaborate flint and steel kit in Europe. Each adaptation was a local solution to a universal challenge, reflecting ecology and ingenuity. The story of fire is peppered with extraordinary facts and dazzling legends. Did you know that our ability to make fire is so essential? It even shows up in mythologies worldwide. Prometheus stealing fire from the god, Maui snatching the secret from hidden cave, and countless tales of treasures, spirits, and fiery trails. But reality is ever stranger. Some prehistoric fires where heat managed to produce better stone tools, a form of thermal engineering that predated poetry and metallurgy. Evidence from South Africa suggested Homo naledi, a small-brained hominins, were lightning fires nearly 230,000 years ago in pitch-black cave, potentially before modern Homo sapiens were ever around. Neanderthals once dismissed as brutish cave dwellers, routinely struck flint against pirates to kindle their own fire, showing sophisticated knowledge and techniques. Not every culture learned fire making at the same pace. Aboriginal Australian myths recalled ancestors as firekeepers who jealously guarded ember, while tropical societies flushed with nature fame from wildfire may have taken longer to invent their own method. And then there are scientific quirks. Some fungi like Amadeus seems evolved to catch sparks, making fire lightning unexpectedly easier. The evidence shows our ancestors were not only inventive, but sometimes lucky. With fire comes transformation. This primal force forged not just meals, but mind. Once people could create fire, they unlocked new world. Cooking unlocked nutrients, softened through tubers, detoxified plant, made meat safer and tastier, fueling bigger brains. Social life flourished around the hearth, with storytelling, dancing, shadow, and shared food as well. Night lost its terror, warmth beat back icy darkness, letting human range into Europe, Asia, and beyond. Tools grew sharper and more specialized. Heated flint split cleaner, burned bone became durable, and shaping culture and technology. Dangerous animals and biting insects stayed at bay, giving humans a nightly refuge. Even disease took turns. Some evidence suggests that smoke, warmth, and communal cooking affected microbial environments and health in surprising ways. What began as a dangerous miracle became the heart of every home, the engine of innovation. Fire is not only our oldest tool, but our oldest story. A line drawn from a smoldering dream in ancient caves to the flicker of a match in your hand. Human mastered fire, and in doing so, rewrote the possibility of life, community, and invention itself. It changed how we eat and think, how we fight the wild and nurture the weak, from accident of lightning to the patience of friction, the squidness of stone and spark. Our journey with fire is still unfolding, from the kitchen stove to the deep engine room of industries. But mystery remains. Who was the first to master the spark? What myths still hide in the smoke? And what lesson does fire hold as we push forward into the future? Thank you so much for joining in. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And join me next time as we continue our journey from stone to civilization.